What is going on, everybody? It's Pat, and today let's go over some things on Solana. So, we were looking at this distribution last time, and it seems to be playing out perfectly. Now, it came down, we had our UTAD, we had our test, and then it started dumping like this week. And it dumped a lot, and that was good because that was exactly what we expected. Now, our next step, as you can see, is going to be this last point of supply right here. And we should see a temporary bounce here. I'm expecting it to head back up into that 170 area. I have it circled up here. This is technically the last point of supply. So that's what we want to see. We want to see it come up here into this supply zone in that 170 to 175 area. And I'll tell you why that's a good area to look out for. First of all, it's going to be a back test of this neckline. And second of all, that's where the liquidity is pointing. If we come over here, now as you can see over here, our short liquidity comes up. The high leverage liquidity is up at 175, and then all of it ends around 180. So that's a good place to be looking for longer term shorts, and that's also our last point of supply. So that's where we expect our bounce to come back up to. We want that it'll come up, fill this fair value gap, possibly even reach up to this over here, which is our 50% line on the entire range, and then we should see a rejection from there. Now, we also have some other daily fair value gaps that are a little bit higher up, but I don't necessarily expect those to get filled right away. Now, on our indicators, I noticed that we have a very slight bullish divergence here on the daily, and our money flow is starting to round out here. Now, when we zoom in a little bit, you can see here how the 4-hour has these bullish divergences, and that's why we're getting this pump right now. So this looks like one of these W redistributions, and it could either come lower, or I'm thinking it's going to retrace a bit from here and then continue up. But when you look at it on the daily, it doesn't look likely that this is just going to continue straight up. I would expect it to first build a little base here, be like something like this probably, before it goes back up. Because obviously it's not just going to go straight back up. That wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't even look right on the chart. And so what we're looking at below us is some of these 4-hour fair value gaps down here, which we have one at 129.55 and one at 134.65. So those are both good places that we want to be looking for bounces. And let's see how that lines up with our liquidity. So let's see, 125, that's a good area. I guess 129 isn't bad either. And then on the daily, it comes all the way down 121, and the large majority of it is going to be 125. Yeah, so around 125 is a good place to look. And that's going to bring us down to this low, pretty much. I would expect something right around this low, or maybe the order block that it created. So like this right here, like that demand zone, that's a good place to look. And maybe slightly below it. Now, if you want the exact levels, I have those in the Discord, and I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's take a look at Bitcoin. So on Bitcoin, we're also looking at this macro distribution here, and we just finished our UT and our UTAD, and you could see I have this here just so you have a reference point. Now, we're expecting this. It actually came down right onto some of these high time frame long levels that I had put here a long time ago. I kind of just left those there and forgot about them, and we got a perfect bounce right off of that one, that first one there. So that's actually looking pretty solid, that bounce, and we're about to get a money flow cross on the 1-hour. The 4-hour has an STP buy signal. So this is actually looking pretty solid for a bounce. We have a couple red X's here too. That's a good sign for a bottom and a bullish divergence. So all in all, this is looking pretty solid, and these long levels that I had kind of just drawn and forgot about, they came through pretty big for us. So let's take a look at where we should expect this to go from here. We have a couple daily fair value gaps up here that I want to mark off here. So this one and that one. So it's going to be daily fair value gap, and that's 91.3K, and that's 95.2K. So let's see how that lines up with our liquidity. All right, so on Bitcoin, our short liquidity comes all the way up to about 97, and the rest of it is around 100. And on the daily, we're actually running out of liquidity up above us, so that's also why I'm expecting a short-term retrace here, which is the same that I was expecting on Solana. You know, the market tends to move together. So what I would think was going to happen here is probably some kind of short-term retrace come back down, maybe fill this 4-hour fair value gap here, which is at 81K in that area. So that's a good place to be looking. And then on our daily, I would look at these fair value gaps in the place where the liquidity ends. Let's see if we can pull some fibs and see where we are here. Okay, so yeah, actually right around 97K, that's like our golden pocket. That's right where the liquidity ends too. And that's also our last point of supply up here. It's the supply that caused the structure break. So I'd be looking right around here. Yeah, 97, 98. That seems like a pretty good area on Bitcoin to keep an eye on. Now, if you want the exact levels that I trade on a daily basis, I have a private VIP Discord. And let me show you what we do here on a daily basis. So, like right here, this was yesterday. So I could see something like this happening, which was essentially pretty much exactly what ended up happening on Solana, where it was that W. It actually came down into this 125.76 level first. And I had that marked out beforehand, just so you can see. So, and then today, oh nice, we bounced right off that high time frame level. That was the exact bottom, 125.76, and we nailed that trade. That's pretty much what we do here on a daily basis. And so I was just doing a status update, and we're talking about the macro distribution. It's either going to be like this or like this. And that was just a short that I took on Bitcoin. It was like a little, I jumped into a little short. And I was just talking about how we got that bounce off of that level down here. But anyway, so we snipe these levels on a daily basis. If you need a place where, if you're looking to trade and actually make money, then this is the place to be. Check out the link below for the Patreon. It'll be in the description. If you want to see the history of all the trade calls that we've made in Discord, come on over to DigiLex-LLC.com. And there's a section here, our most recent trade calls in Discord. So you can see all of the calls that we've made and exactly how they turned out. So like you see, we sniped that level, we sniped that level, we sniped these levels, sniped that level, sniped that level, sniped that level, that level, that level. Like this is something we do regularly. It's not like a one-time thing. This happens every single day. Look at that one. That was perfect. Oh man, that was awesome. We hit that one. We hit that one. We hit that one. We hit that one. We do it in both directions on a regular basis. If there was ever a private Discord that you wanted to join, it's ours. I know most people have no idea what they're doing when they're trading, but that's not me. I run a hedge fund. So anyway, come over to the website, check this out for yourself, scroll through the results, and then come join us through the Patreon. Now there's one more thing I wanted to point out here on Solana. If you look at the volume profile for this whole range, we actually just came right down onto this macro value area low. And we're currently right above this point of control. Normally, when you bounce off the value area low like that, it's going to come back up. If the point of control would be the next target, and after that, it's going to be the value area high, which is for us around 184. It's kind of the same area we were looking around. Now, let's check our high time frame weekly indicators as well, just to see if anything has changed here. No, they still look terrible. The 2-week does too. The 2-week had a nasty bearish divergence here. Oh man, that looks gross. Let's see about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin looks terrible too. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, this is ugly. Oh man, look at that 2-week bearish divergence. That's terrible, dude. Well, I mean, we can hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's all I can say. All right, well, that'll do it for this time, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.